The lyrical researcher, narcissism preacher, dropping knowledge on the mic. I'm the cognitive teacher. Fundamental attribution errors in the air. Blame the world for failure. Self's beyond compare. In the mirror we stare. Self-presentation's flair. Crafting our persona with meticulous care. Goffman's dramaturgy on life's grand stage. Every act, every scene in the social cage. We're the stars in our show. Face work on display. Impression management in the games we play. High on the self-esteem. Spotlight gleam. In the echo chamber of the digital stream. Narcissism in disguise in our everyday lives. Subtle and slick, where the ego thrives. Narcissism in disguise. Narcissism in disguise in our everyday lives, subtle and slick, where the ego thrives. From selfies to status, we're all in the fray. In the mirror of society, we find our way. Check the research stats, self-enhancement tracks. Bias blind spot, can't see our own acts. Self-serving bias, where the ego lies. Success is ours, but failures we disguise. Twisted perceptions, the self-reflection in the social media. Seeking validation, likes and follows in the dopamine dance. Virtual applause in a fleeting trance. In-group favoritism, out-group disdain. Elevating the self in the social gain. Downward comparisons to feel supreme. Inflating the self in the collective dream. Narcissism in disguise in our everyday lives. Subtle and slick, where the ego thrives. Narcissism in disguise in our everyday lives, subtle and slick, where the ego thrives. From selfies to status, we're all in the fray. In the mirror of society, we find our way. In the realm of Burke's dramatism, motives we unveil. Scenes, acts, and agents in the narrative trail. Guilt, redemption in the symbolic play. Language is action in the roles we portray. Face threats managed through tact and grace. Politeness theory, saving social face. Strategic self-disclosure in the conversation base. Crafted our identity in the social space. Halo effects illusion in the biased mind. Positive traits projected, flaws left behind. Confirmation bias fuels the self-delusion. In the cognitive dance we find our conclusion. Narcissism in disguise in our everyday lives, subtle and slick, where the ego thrives. From selfies to status, we're all in the fray. In the mirror of society we find our way. Narcissism in disguise in our everyday lives, subtle and slick, where the ego thrives. Narcissism in disguise.